Oh yeah, you gotta be confident. If you don't trust yourself, who will, right? Now I want to do it professionally, so it's like a different perspective. Oh my god, it makes me dream. I lay my head in the pillow at night, and then if volleyball is over, then there's no me anymore, 85%, I would say, it's you and your mind. If you do the worst play in your life, it's just a point. You can start again in the next one. If you do the greatest play of your life, it's also just a point.
That's like wisdom.
Dang, if I don't get good again, if my ankle don't heal, then I'm done. Right now, if I just call my mom and say I'm going back, she's gonna be, yep, come here. That's my favorite self. I love myself when I was a kid. And I want to be happy. That's what matters for me. You can cut that part.
Welcome to the world of sports. My name is Louis Helm, and I'm a student and soccer player at Grandview University. Each week, I sit down with athletes and professionals from across the sports industry to talk about their careers and their paths into sports, but also their beliefs, values, and perspectives. My guest in the 6th episode is Mariana De Carvalho. Mariana is an All-American volleyball player and student at Grandview University. In our conversation, Mariana shares her ambitions of playing volleyball professionally, her struggles with playing in the United States, and what she loves to do off the court. We also dive deep into the mental component of playing volleyball and how a healthy mindset helped her reach the next level as a player. Now, here's my conversation with Mariana De Carvalho. Mariana, I appreciate you for taking the time today.
Sure.
I have a question I always like to start with, and that is, what does volleyball mean to you?
Ooh, wow. I think this is a good question because I feel like it changed a lot in the past 4 years, especially since I got here. I don't know. I never really saw it like I see it now. Now I want to do it professionally, so it's like a different perspective. I would say that I see it like just like a normal profession,
Yeah.
At the same time that I know that it's not normal, because being an athlete, it's not it's different. You have to just commit to it, and there's a lot of time, and basically everything you do is related because you have to take care of your body 24/7 and eat right and do everything right so you can perform in a better way. But now I think I see more as an opportunity, because I think it's just so much time I put into it. I've been playing for more than 10 years now, and seeing what I can get from it now, it's really rewarding, I think. So yeah, I think I see as a profession like any other profession, but I know there's a lot more commitment than other professions, and I love doing it. So I think it's a good instrument to take me to new places and meet new people and even make money. But yeah, I think for me it's more of a profession than anything else.
You said that it changed quite a lot.
Mm-hmm.
How was it before then?
Oh, before, I think it was not as serious. After I realized that I wanted to do that for life, I started to think, how can I carry this career in the best way possible where I'm not going to get frustrated or pissed, because I thought of, like, I almost quit like 2 or 3 times. And then after I just kept going. I realized that it's just something I love very much. But if I don't do it the right way, it's not going to be healthy for me, and I'm not going to love the same way anymore. So I think changing my mind and start looking from this perspective of being a profession, and like, it's not, because I feel like in in our society we kind of look at athletes like heroes, you know, um, and we always think about the Olympians and the Michael Jordan, LeBron James, like the best guys out there. Not in, I'm just citing basketball. I don't even play basketball. But we think about them and about the greatest always, and that's not the reality. Like, for of course they are important and they are the best in what they're doing, but there is so much more people living from sports, and I think starting looking from this perspective that there's a lot of people doing it, and you know, you don't have to be an all-star and be famous all over the world and be the best to be a great athlete. Like, I think that's what changed my mind, that even if I don't get what I want right now, it's all a process of understanding and not just treating the sport as like the only thing in my life. Because I felt like this is another thing that changed a lot. I was so involved with that, and everything I did was volleyball related. And the times that I tried to quit, it was when I was like that. I didn't have time for myself and to do this stuff that I like besides volleyball. I think I was too involved with that in the wrong way. Not in the wrong way. I think I don't know. I think I took things too personally. Um, but yeah, now I think I look like it's not the end of the world if I don't win. It's not the end of the world if I don't get the award I wanted, or you know, it's also understanding that it doesn't depend just on me, because there's always 6 people in the court, so there's so much I can do, and try always to take out the best I can from whatever I'm doing, like wherever I'm playing, or you know, like here, it wasn't a dream to come to the United States, and I came late compared to other people. And in the beginning, I was like, kind of, I don't really like this. I didn't like the food. I didn't like some people. Afterwards, I made a lot of good, nice, real connections. But in the beginning, I was just like, man, actually, this sucks. I want to go back home and just do my stuff or find a job, like a normal job. But then I realized that it's a great opportunity. Like, being here is not for everyone. And then I just started to look with a different mindset. Like, it's a great opportunity, and I just have to try to enjoy as much as I can, because you know, you never know. And if this is what's happening right now, I mean, I'm gonna try to have fun, because that's what I would do if I was back home.
That's really interesting to hear. Can you pinpoint when that shift came in your mind, that it wasn't, because I can resonate with that so much from like my own experience, from the stuff you talk about, that it's not just about you and you have other people you relate to, and it basically really comes down to just doing the best you can do and not being too over invested in it, because there's only so much you can do. Do you know when that happened?
So I think it's kind of recent, I would say. Like, I don't think there was like a moment that was like, oh my God, yeah, that's it. It was a process of getting to know myself better, but also listening from people that live from it. I have a really good friend. She goes here. She's number 12 in the team, and her father was a professional volleyball player. And then I think looking at like how everything goes, and listening from his perspective and his experiences, it opened my eyes. Like, okay, he was not like the best volleyball player out there, but he had such a nice. He's not dead. Don't get me wrong. He had such a nice life and nice experiences. You can cut that part. But looking from his perspective, that like lived from it and made money from it, and I don't know. I just feel like I can do that too. Like I try to keep my feet on the ground because there's a lot of more things that, like I said, there's so much I can do. Like I can't grow taller, and this is a big thing for volleyball. I'm short for volleyball. I know that I'm tall for the average of women, but I'm still short for the sport. And I mean, I can jump higher, but there's still teams that would not even look at you just because you're not tall enough. And I don't know, I feel like understanding that, okay, you can play and do your stuff, but there's so much you can do. There are things that you can really control. This changed a lot, so having his perspective, but also going to the school that I went last year because I transferred here. I went to Columbia College, and I think I got a lot of knowledge on myself because it was a hard time, and I feel like when you're going through tough times, you learn more than when you're just like happy and. And I learned a lot about things that I like to do and how I see myself, and I got frustrated a lot with volleyball too there, but I realized that no, it's not volleyball's fault. Um, it's not my fault, my control. I don't have any control over what's happening right now, and understand that if I played pro, that was when I kind of realized that I wanted to play pro. People are probably gonna take things more seriously. So the chances of me getting frustrated over the same things are gonna be lower. And yeah, I think when I decided that I wanted to play professionally for real, like, cause always said, my mom says that when I was like 10 years old, I said, oh, I know what I want to do. I want to be a professional athlete. But I was 10 years old. But then after having like these experiences here and listening from people that live from it, that really build their career and without being the greatest, I think I realized that I can do that too. And maybe if starting this way, I can be better and be my own version of greatest, be myself, the best I can be. I don't know, yeah. But there was in a moment that I was like, yeah, right now, yeah, my life is gonna change.
I love this perspective that there is obviously those famous athletes, but then there is also a bunch of other athletes who might not get the richest from it, but they just have, as you said, a decent life and can see the world. And if you're able to put yourself in a position to do that, then that's obviously a great spot. I want to get a little bit more into, might be a bit deeper, but I think that's quite interesting. You said at your last school you had a hard time and you figured out a lot of stuff about yourself. Mm-hmm. What did you figure out?
I went to a JUCO, first of all.
Yeah.
And then it was 2 years there. I was studying, but, it's just so broad and I don't really understand the American educational system. So I just kind of did what I had to do to get my degree there. And then when I transferred to Columbia, I had a graphics design major. And I think I started to look the whole world with a different perspective, but I connected myself a lot with art. And I don't know, I feel like this made me understand myself better. And I was in a relationship. I broke up, and then, hard times, and this made me look to this side of my life with different eyes too. But volleyball wise, I don't really want to go really deep because I don't want to be talking bad stuff about where I went. I'm grateful for the experiences that I had there, and I had great times there. I made really good friends. But volleyball wise was just not what I was expecting, and I know that the expectations were mine, but I created all of them. But there are some boundaries, and I think that for me it was kind of too much because I know some people are not gonna take it that serious. I don't expect everyone to take it as serious as I take, but there's a minimum that you have to,
Yeah.
and I feel like this wasn't the wasn't met.
And what did you learn from it?
That's something that I learned, that there's a lot of things that I can control, and not everybody is gonna be on the same page necessarily. They're not gonna want as much as you, and this helps a lot for like right now. Of course, it was not the best outcome we had, but it was a great season, and try to take the best I can from it. But understand that, okay, we lost, but it's not because I suck or because I'm not. This is kind of narcissist for me if I just think like this. So I just understand that it's okay. It's gonna be fine eventually, At some point, if I play professional, I'm gonna be playing with people that are being paid to do that. So if they don't do it the right way, they're just gonna go away, fired, And yeah, I think mostly the part of getting to know myself better, and discovering things that I really love and like besides volleyball, that's really important for myself because I know that playing sports is also really short-termed. That's another reason why I want to play professionally, because I know that there's so much time that I can play and I can study forever,
Yeah.
hopefully. You never know what can happen, and it's really short, and at some point I'll have to stop playing, or at least professionally. And then if volleyball is over, then there's no me anymore, I don't like this idea. I like to having things that I enjoy, and I feel like getting to be outside the court and enjoy myself and things that I like are also one of the best things I can do to perform well. So, yeah, I think after I realized all of that, I thought, maybe this is a good recipe for a professional volleyball life.
What were the other things you figured out you really like?
Oh, I love art. I think it's probably one of the things I like the most besides volleyball. Is like hobbies and stuff. I discovered that I like drawing, and that I kind of know more than I thought I knew. I like music very much, very, very much. I like playing the guitar. I like photography. I like this. What else? I like nature, but this is something that I always knew that I loved, like enjoying nature and friends. And I don't like winter. I found out this here in America. I hate cold weather. Not for me. I'm suffering a lot, especially today, because it's, I don't know, minus 500. That's how it feels, at least.
I've never had school canceled just because it's cold. Usually
Right?
if there's some snow or so, but
yeah.
just because it's cold, that's insane. Talking about the winter, you're obviously not from the US, you're from Brazil. I'm interested to learn how it was for you growing up in Brazil.
I think being born in Brazil, of course, it doesn't matter where I was born. Like, I think the environment shapes how you see the world and how you develop. And I started playing volleyball because it was the only option I had. I actually love soccer, which is really expected from someone from Brazil. But yeah, I was like in love with soccer. It's my favorite sport, and it's the one I like watching the most. Now I like watching volleyball too, but because I understand. But always loved to play soccer, and then I moved. My parents moved from the south to the northeast, which is like pretty far. It's like 5-6 hours flight,
Yeah.
and there wasn't a soccer team where I moved to, and I started playing volleyball because all my friends were playing volleyball, and then I don't know, I just kept going because it was fun and I had fun, and I always liked to be active. I just kept going and going and going, and then I came here, and that's where I saw the biggest difference because I feel like this is gonna sound weird, but we take things more seriously back home. I feel like we're more competitive, not necessarily seriously, but we're more competitive, I feel.
There's
Like,
more fire in it too.
yeah, we're more like passionate about it, and that's something that it's hard for me being here, because I feel like sometimes we're not. Like, I feel like I'm giving so much and trying my best, and oh my god, and getting pissed, and they are like, oh, it's okay, if we lose, if we win, if we don't play. But yeah, I think that this is the biggest difference. Of course, there are some rules that are different. Like, I don't know, Americans like to do things differently. They use a different they don't use the metric system, they don't use Celsius, and then they put liberos to serve, which is crazy. Like, nobody else in the world does that. I think I can be wrong, but as far as I know, we don't. Volleyball is not like that. The Olympics,
They
liberos
take
don't serve.
the clock in soccer the other way. They count it down.
Yeah,
I've
like
never seen that before.
like indoors, right? Like, it doesn't make sense. I mean, if they want to do it like that, yeah, I'm the one who's out here, so I play by their
Yeah.
rules. But it's just different, you have to change the way you play. There's a lot of things that, even for the smallest difference, you have to change the way you play to adapt. And I feel like besides this competitive part, it's good that I came, because I feel like that adapting to play here, it's just something else that I can use in my favor to be a better player, and having more resources and tools to play the game. Like, I've been to play 2 games here, and practicing here, and understanding all the culture of playing in America. It's something that can add for me. Maybe it's not the best practice as I've ever had, but it's something different. I feel like experiencing it's what brings the most.
I think it's a great mindset to have, because when you're put into a new position, you always kind of have 2 options. You can either, if it's different, you can say, okay, this sucks, this sucks, this sucks, and everything else is bad.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can just say, okay, I'm here to take the most from this experience. So I'm just going to try my best, and I'm just going to see that I can take everything positive. As you right now said, they might not take this seriously. The clock is different. This is different, whatever. But it just grows you as a player. And this decision you can always make. And if you get that into your head, then that's obviously a great way to like go forward.
Yeah, when I first got here, as I said, I wasn't really happy, and it wasn't like my dream to come here. But then I was like, okay, but this can be good for me, if I can take the best I can, then I can grow from it, instead of just being sad and depressed and complaining all the time.
You mentioned twice now that it wasn't your dream to come here. Why did you end up coming to the United States?
Because I feel like, I don't know, from for us that live in South America and in emerging countries, I think it's different to the experience and all the, everything that is involved to come to the United States compared to someone, I don't know, that comes from Europe. Because I came not thinking I want to be a professional player. Because if this was my thinking when I decided to come, I wouldn't come here because they didn't even have a professional league. So, like, it wouldn't make really sense. So I came because it was my last year in playing under 21 in Brazil, which is like the oldest you can play without being professionally, and I would have to turn professional, become a professional if I wanted to keep playing. And I knew that I wanted to keep playing, but if I become a professional, I couldn't come to the United States anymore, and I knew that it was an option because I have a lot of friends that came. I think it was just a great opportunity, like, it wasn't my dream, like, oh my God, since I was 6 years old, I want to go to the United States and live there. It wasn't really, I love living in Brazil. It was great. I still think I know I didn't came to the nicest place in America, but I think just being here, like being in a different country and getting to know different people and getting to study and play for free, it's just something that, why not, like it's now or never. I thought, okay, that way I can have more years playing and get a degree at the end of it and learn a new language. It was just so many good things that I could take from it that I think it was the best decision. And my parents supported me, of course, very much. I think my dad wants me to stay more than anything. He's like, oh, go make some money. I'm like, I just rather be happy first, and then the money will come eventually.
You can just say that you want to be happy first, and then
Oh,
the money comes.
oh,
No,
yeah.
you can't. I'm joking.
Yeah, and I want to be happy. That's what matters for me.
It is.
But it actually is, because I understand that if I'm not happy, I'm not going to play good. And I learned that in a bad way, I think. I was sad and I wasn't playing good, and I was like, maybe there is a connection. And yeah, I think it's just a great opportunity that, even though it wasn't my dream, it's just way too good to let it slide,
You said that you think it's different for people coming from Europe. How do you think it is for people coming from Europe?
Because I feel like you don't have to come because of the money necessarily.
Okay.
I feel like, I can be wrong. I'm not saying that everybody
Oh no,
that
I'm
comes
just
from,
interested in your opinion.
but
on
just
it.
like in the economic side of it, it's easier for like, I have friends that come from Europe, and they don't really need to be here, like it's just an option. Not that I have to be here and I don't have any other option. I know that if I want to go back home, I can. Right now, if I just call my mom saying I'm going back, she's gonna be, yep, come here. But I feel like the opportunity to make money, like, if you stay in Europe, you make more money than being here. Politics in Brazil everything is a mess right now for, I think, all of the South American countries. And as I said, it wasn't my first plan. So worst case scenario, I get a job and, I make some money, go back home, I don't know. I have a degree. By the end of it, I speak a new language, and this is going to help me a lot to have a better life in Brazil. And I think that this is probably different, like the reasons that people come to the United States coming from South American countries. I say that because I'm from South America. Like I said, I can be wrong. I'm not in your skin to say, yeah, we're Europeans and we're great. We're doing great. No, but I feel like from what we see economically, it's just not as tough. You know, it's not that important. Like, if you go back home, you're gonna make money. You're gonna live just fine. You know, like you can get a job and have a normal life. And not that I can get a job and have a normal life, but I think it helps a lot for me to be a step ahead if I came than if I didn't.
I get what you're saying, and obviously the economic situations are different, and if I'm speaking for myself, I definitely earned way more money in Germany than I can here because of the regulations. But yeah, I guess at the end of the day, and that probably unites also everybody that's coming here, is that it is just a great opportunity not only to put yourself in a position that after you're gonna have a degree, you're gonna be better in English probably, but also just to have a great time, I think.
Yeah, and that's the reason that I think that it explains why so many Europeans come to the United States as well, because it's a great opportunity. It's really, like, I would say life-changing for most of us, but like, if for you it can be that life-changing, and the experience, of course, are going to change your perspective and maybe just reaffirm some things that you already thought. Imagine for people that can really change the life of their families from coming here, you know, like if my main focus was money, I would stay here for sure, because it's way easier to make money here, especially if I'm making legally, right? Right. But like, if I graduate, like I have several friends that graduated and then they started working and got their OPT and stuff, and they're making money and helping their families because it's just great. I mean, it is the country and the land of opportunities, and it's easier compared to Brazil, at least. Probably not for you, and that's the whole point. But I think the experience as a whole is so great that everybody comes.
I want to get back to you saying that you want to play professionally now, and that intention grew for you. What excites you about playing professionally? I know you mentioned a little bit about it before already, but...
Oh, first of all is that I get to keep doing what I like the most. I mean, if I didn't love playing volleyball, I wouldn't be playing anymore. But everything that comes with it, I would say, the opportunity to get new people and new countries and new cultures, I think that this is just so great, and oh my God, it makes me dream. I lay my head in the pillow at night and I'm thinking like, oh my God, it's gonna be so fun. It's gonna be so great. I'm gonna meet so many people and places, and for playing volleyball, like it's just way too good for me. It even feels like a dream, so I'm really excited because it never got so close. It was just an idea before, and then now that it's getting closer, I'm just getting more and more excited because I miss playing, and I'm not playing for 2 months, I think. So yeah, doing this for money is gonna be like, I don't know if you can relate to that, but if you can just like play soccer for money, actual money, not study. I'm saying money. It's just great, you know? And then everything else that comes with it is just even greater, so that's why.
What makes you confident that you can play professionally?
Because I'm confident playing volleyball, I guess. I guess this is what makes me good. I don't think I'm that, like, oh my God, I'm so skilled and I jump so high. I know I have technique and I have skills and I work for it for a long time now, but I feel like I don't know about other sports because I never play anything else for real besides volleyball. But I feel like volleyball is so mental, like 85%, I would say, it's you and your mind. And the rest, you just practice. Like, I know a lot of people that can bounce balls and, can do great and practice like crazy. But if you can handle your own mind in the game, you're not gonna. Like, the worst games I had in my life, it's not because, like, you just don't suck from one day to the other, like, but your mind can just kill you. So I feel like I'm confident because I know that I think I have a good mindset to play volleyball, and of course I've been practicing for years, so I developed some skills and some experience.
I'm really glad and happy that you by yourself spoke about the mindset now, because I have this really big thing with all those sports where it's just 1 point, 1 point, 1 point, say like tennis, volleyball, stuff like that. How do you get your head into a space that you can just play a point? If the point is bad, that sucks, but it doesn't matter. You have to play the next point. If you do the greatest thing, that's cool, but it actually doesn't matter because the next one is coming up right just in the next moment.
Yeah, actually, I think that's the secret, understanding that it's just a point. If you do the worst play in your life, it's just a point. You can start again in the next one. If you do the greatest play of your life, it's also just a point, Okay, do it again then. I don't know. I think, yeah, understanding you're not gonna get all the points. It doesn't depend just on you. Like I said many times before, but at the same time that can build a lot of pressure, it's also kind of good that you can, it's okay. We have another. And sometimes this is kind of tricky because you're like, okay, no, we're going to be fine. It's just 2-0. And then you look at the scoreboard again and it's 10-0. And then, things just go and you start, oh my God, we got to play right now because it's 19-2 right now. But yeah, and also the set. So even if you lose a set, you still have one more chance.
Did you always have that mindset?
No. I think it's a matter of playing, getting a lot of minutes in the court, and I think experience and understanding that not everything is under your control and that you're gonna mess up. The sport wouldn't be that fun if we all did everything perfectly. And yeah, I still, if I win, I still lost a lot of points. Like, if you to win a game, you have to score 75 points. That's if you do the math right, because it's 25% and you have to win 3 sets. But then out of this, till you reach this 75, you're probably gonna lose a 70, sometimes even more. There are games that you score less than the team that lost.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of crazy to think about because, like, it's not about just the amount of scores, of points that you score, but also the timing, and I don't know. I think what changed the most is just not being afraid, because I feel like this is what stops most of the athletes, is being afraid of making mistakes. But after you understand you're gonna make mistakes no matter how good you are, the greatest players ever, they make mistakes every day. And they will keep making no matter how hard they practice. And yeah, don't be so hard on yourself. Like, you're just a human. You like I say, you're gonna make mistakes, you're gonna lose games, and that's what makes you greater, like understanding why you're making mistakes and why you're losing the games, and that's the only thing that can push you forward, I think.
That's like wisdom. Because when I grew up, I struggled with stuff like that big time, like fear of failure, kind of don't want to mess up. As you said though, until you get to that point where you understand that you can do your best and that's it. You're not gonna win every game. You're not gonna win every point. You can just do what you can do, and at the same time be gracious with yourself that mistakes are just a part of it, and they're bound to happen. It's impossible that they're never gonna happen. So
Yeah.
you really kind of just have to embrace them and learn from them as best as you can, but don't get like mad about them, get too set on it, or like even have it attack your self-worth, your confidence, whatever. I think you have to get to that point to get really good at whatever sport.
If you think your best game, the best game you've ever played, like your best performance, I bet right now with you that you made mistakes. Because it's just impossible for us to be perfect. Perfection is just impossible to reach. Nobody's gonna ever be perfect. Never. Like,
you can go for perfection.
Why do I think that I am gonna be the first one that's gonna it's narcissistic again. But yeah, like you said, embrace the mistakes and learn from them is the best thing you can do, because they're gonna happen anyway. So just have the best mindset and the best way to look to them.
How much of playing volleyball is a mental game?
A lot. I would say, I think it depends also in what you're doing exactly. If you're going really deep, like, let's say passing, I think passing is way more mental than technique. Of course, you have to practice a lot. I'm not saying that, you just have to get the mindset. Like, if you never played volleyball, no matter how good your mindset is, you're not going to be able to pass a perfect pass. But I would say it's mostly, like, for everything you do, it's mostly your mindset. But not just it. Like I said, there's a lot of training and preparing your body for it. I think it's a big part of it. But yeah, because if you're not good right here, you lose to yourself, and that's the worst. Because if you lose a game and you're satisfied, not necessarily satisfied, but not disappointed with your own performance, I think that's way easier to carry than if you just lost yourself and then you also lost the game. That's the worst.
Did you ever struggle with that, whatever happened on the field, if you lost the game, that kind of translated into your whole day?
Oh yeah. Oh my God. I lost I think I lost more games than I won in my life. And some of them were tough. I was like thinking about it, and then I think of things I could do differently, but I don't know. I think nowadays I'm more easy on myself in thinking that, okay, I could have done better, but it's behind me, so there's nothing I can do right now to change that, but I can change for the next game. So I just try to think like this.
About injuries, because that's another point that can definitely mess with your head. You had one injury last season. I don't know if you ever had like a bigger one even. How did you deal with those setbacks?
So that's something that I think it helps me too. That I've been trying to look with the best way possible and being optimistic about, because I've never had an injury like this before. It wasn't anything serious. I mean, I'm running again and jumping. I still feel some pain here and there, but it messed with my head in the beginning, especially because it's so close from what I won next. And I was like dang, if I don't get good again, if my ankle don't heal, then I'm done. And then you just freak out in the beginning, but it's a process, and you get better. I'm getting better, and I'm trying to do everything I can to get it back to normal. But I was really afraid in the beginning, and I was afraid of losing my confidence. Not about because I after I had my injury, I played 2 games, I think 3 games, the semifinals, then the quarterfinals, the semifinals, and then the opening round.
Yeah.
And even though we lost 2 out of 3, I'm still like it gave me so much confidence again because I understood that even though it was way worse than right now, even though my foot was bad still and it was really recent, it's so like it's a mind game that I still thought that I was performing really well for a bad ankle, and it was just the beginning. So if I kept taking care of it, I would just like I'm not gonna just unlearn how to play volleyball, but I was just afraid of losing my confidence. And when I played and I was really happy with my performance, and I think I did way better than I thought I would, this just calmed me down because before getting back to the court, I was like, no, nope, I'm not going to be able because I was feeling a lot of pain. I was like, no, with my foot like this, I can play. But when you're in the game, you just forget about everything. And of course, I felt some pain during the games, but I think I handled it well. And as I said, it's a mind game. So I think even though with a bad foot, I still had my mind in the game, and that's the most important. And then if I just heal my foot, then I'm back to normal.
At the same time, though, the risk of injury is like always present with any sport you do. And there's always this uncertainty that an injury could make it, as you said, make the dream kind of blow. Is that something you think about?
Not really. Of course I have to think about sometimes. Like eventually, when I'm planning my life, I put this in the table, and I was like, yeah, that's really important to think about. Like if I have to, I gotta have a plan B, right? Because you never know. But I feel like this is for pretty much every big decision you make in your life. Of course, I try to go like jump right into it and not think too much about the rest, because yeah, having a plan B is important, but I trust that the plan A is gonna work. And like I said, I sometimes I think about it, and that's why I'm getting my degree now. But I just work towards not having that. So everything I can do to not have an injury, I know that it's out of my control, but I can control my body. So I try to get strong and do what I can to not get injured.
It comes down to that again, that you obviously can't control that you're never going to get injured, but you can do everything you can to make the risk of injury as small as possible, and then that's all you can do.
And then, yeah, I try not to stress so much over it. Like, I think having my injury now was besides the timing, was better than having when I was younger, because I feel like now I can deal better with it, even though I suffered and I had my moments and I was like kind of freaking out for some time. I could settle down and be okay. It's gonna be okay. It needs time, and I don't know, just believe, just have a lot of faith that things happen for a reason, and it's better to have this now than later. And also like learn from it, because I never had an injury before, so having now it kind of it's better, I think, than having my first injury in the professional team and having to struggle with all of that, being paid for it. Like it's a lot of more pressure, I feel, and thank God I have had a really good support from my teammates and my coach and my family and everybody. It was just good. Um, but yeah, I think, like I said, try to get the best I can, even though it's not even close to something that I would like to happen, or I don't want this to happen again. But then, like I said, it doesn't depend just on me, so I try to do what I can for this not to happen again, but knowing that if it happens, I think I have more resources now to deal with it than I would have before.
Assuming you don't get injured and you're gonna start playing pro, where is your dream destination to play?
Oh, that's a good one. So right now, my goal, like the first place I can think of, is Europe in general. I would say probably to start Spain, Portugal, Italy. I think that's my first option. These three, not a specifically one. I don't really have a specific team that I want to go play for, but yeah, that's my first option is Europe.
Why?
Cause I think the league here in the United States just started, and they're just getting the tallest and the strongest, and I think the chances are lower. And I want to meet new places. Like I want to go to different places in cultures, and of course there's the plan B. Like I said, like it's not a door I'm closing, like going back to Brazil or even playing here if I got an option. But it's something that I've been thinking of, and I have a lot of friends that went there to play too. So I don't know, it's something that excites me when I think of, and I don't know, Europe. It's fancy. Everybody wants to go to Europe, so I want to go too.
Oh, that's so funny. You always want to go where you haven't been. I want to go to South America.
Yeah. Oh, go. It's great. It's great. If you like the warm weather, I'm biased. It's the best place on
Do you
earth.
think you're gonna end up living back in Brazil at some point?
Oh yeah, I think so. Cause it's just the energy. Everything is different. Like it's my home. I think probably the same for you. Like when you think of your own country, like there are things that are just you're not gonna find anywhere else, and you love them so much that it would be great to be back for some point. I don't say like live there for the rest of my life. I really can't think that much ahead, but yeah, for sure I would go back to Brazil at some point, play a season or two there, who knows.
At very early on in the conversation, you kind of mentioned your dad, but that doesn't really matter that much, about going to the US, making money, and you said you want to be happy first and then the money comes.
Mm-hmm.
What makes you happy?
Playing volleyball. Playing volleyball and doing everything else that comes with it. Like I said, going to new places and meeting new people, this makes me very, very happy, and I feel like it gives me meaning and a purpose of life that I've never found in anything else. So yeah, and I really believe that if I'm happy with what I'm doing, I think I can do it better, and then of course make money from it. And at the end of the day, money goes, and you spend, and then it comes back to you, and then but then time, no. Time will, it passes and it never comes back. So I try to enjoy and have the best time I can. Because money will come back at some point.
When volleyball is such a big part of you being happy, are you afraid of the day where you can't play anymore?
No, not really. Because I feel like I can always play for fun. Mm, I don't know. I feel like there are a lot of different things that I do that I enjoy very much that I can be happy doing. Of course, it's not gonna be the same type of happiness, but I don't know. I think that I don't. I try not to be so obsessed about it because I know that anything is forever. So if I don't get to play anymore, it sucks. I'm gonna suffer, of course, and if I can, I'm gonna still play for fun. But yeah, uh, I just hope I can keep playing. You know, like I fear more the not being able to do anything than not to being able to play volleyball. You know.
What is not doing anything?
Oh, like if I didn't have my legs anymore.
That's obviously
Like I fear not being able to, cause I feel like if I'm being able to move, and I'm healthy, I can play volleyball. Not in the highest level, but I can have fun. You know, like I can still play for fun, and at the end of the day, I'm only doing this for the fun. You know, not just for the fun, but the fun is one of the biggest part of it. If I didn't have fun, if I didn't enjoy, I wouldn't do it. And yeah.
Did you ever lose the fun when playing?
Mhm. Yeah. I There was some times in my life that I was just like, I think I'm done, all right? I've been playing for that many years, and then everybody starts quitting. Like, from the people I started playing with, I think there's a handful of people that are still playing today, and I started playing with a lot. Like, I play with a lot of people in different teams and stuff.
Is coaching or some other function in volleyball besides playing something that interests you?
Not really, not as much as playing, but I think I could do it. You know, maybe for the money. Like, it's something that interests me more than, I don't know, sitting in an office. I know that coaches sit in offices, but it's a different thing. I think that I just love sports so much that I would rather stay in this field than just not having any connection with it at all. So I think I could do it. That's probably my plan B, but it's not the goal, you know. I think I could have fun with it, but not as much as playing. I think nothing compares to being there yourself doing the stuff. Like, this is the best for me, the best feeling ever.
So plan A, if I understand correctly, is to play.
Hmm.
Plan B is to stay connected with the sport. Is there even another option for you that you're gonna play volleyball just as a hobby, very limited, and your life is centered around something else?
I don't, not that I can think of right now. Like, I know that I could eventually find a job or something else and then just keep playing for fun. But honestly, if I would play for fun, I think I play more soccer for fun than volleyball,
Okay.
because I've been playing volleyball for so many years that now I have this kind of look to it of thinking about it like a profession instead of just the game, you know. And I don't know. It's hard to find people that play volleyball for fun in a higher level at the same time, I think, because it's really demanding to, like, jumping and all this stuff. I don't know, but I don't think about anything right now. Like, that I would do in career wise.
Okay.
Like, I know that I could find if I wanted
Yeah.
to, but right now it's just, I think it's just, since it's not a goal for me, I don't even waste my time thinking of it.
That's totally fair. But before we end this, I have a question that just came into my head, because I know from my own experience, I was always like, I could jump a bit, not too much. So on the beach volleyball fields, it was hard to like really hit down,
Uh-huh.
and in the court inside, that was so much fun when we played for like school teams or so. So I was wondering, how is your relationship with beach volleyball, playing volleyball?
So I think um, it is close. I think indoor volleyball and beach volleyball, like, they're the closest that sports can be, but at the same time, it's so different. Like,
Uh-huh.
it's like if you think of, how is it called?
Futsal.
Yeah, futsal and soccer. Like, it's the same. You're playing with your feet, but it's not the same thing. If you put, I don't know if you know Falcão, like the best futsal player ever, at least from Brazil, we all know him. He tried to play soccer and it didn't work because it's just so different. And I bet he could eventually if he kept practicing, but I feel like it's like not a fresh start, but it's a new, like, you have to learn everything and you have to prepare your body way differently, because oh my god, if I try to play sand right now, I would play for 5 minutes and I would be done, because it's just, I can't jump. I don't know, like, there's a whole technique to jump in the sand that is different from just jumping in the court. And I thought of it because where I live, in Brazil, beach volleyball is just like huge because it's in the coast. So there's a lot of people, like good people, that come from there that are playing at the highest level. But I don't know. I think I would like if I had more time to put into it and just like focus on that. I think I could eventually become a sand player, but I don't know. I like the indoor one, and I think I'm just used to it. So it's it's like, even when I think about soccer, like, I would play soccer professionally, but I think it would be just like, I don't think I couldn't be able to play. I think if I really want to, I could. If I just practice enough. But right now, at the age I am, like, going through all of it, I just don't have any experience. And I feel like this is what makes me stand out in the indoor volleyball.
Yeah.
So, like, building all of this right now, it feels kind of late, and it's not really a dream for me. So I don't think I have the motivation to do it, and I don't even really want to, because I'm satisfied. Like, I feel like playing indoor volleyball professionally can be enough for me. I
Yeah.
don't. If I would change sports, I don't think I would change to sand, even though it would be easier for me because it's closer to volleyball. But if I would chase a different sport, like, to be something that I really want to do, I think I would start to try play soccer professionally.
I love the confidence though.
Oh yeah, you gotta be confident. If you don't trust yourself, who will, right? Like, I'm the one who is in charge of myself and in charge of my body and in charge of everything. So if I got, like, I never played volleyball before until I started playing, and then I got good. It's
Yeah.
just I think everything in life is a matter of practice, and I think understanding they're gonna suck in the beginning is the key. And I know I would suck in the beginning, no matter what I would be doing, no matter if it's sand volleyball, even though it's closer to indoors. But I don't know if I'm having fun, and I know that I know my potential. I think that's the thing. If I'm motivated enough and I want it enough, then I think I can maybe get it. And I think understanding that not everything is under my control, it would make it easier too.
I think that's actually a really good viewpoint for not just sport but just for everything. If you really, really put your mind to it and you're gonna work really, really hard and probably harder than anybody else, then you're gonna be in a position where you can probably achieve also more than most people.
Yeah, I think this for pretty much everything. I know that sports are different, and that's what makes it harder, because there's this time span that you have to play. So starting a new sport right now would be really difficult because of that. But like, if you think for everything else, if I want to become the master chef, win the master, why not? You know, if I really want and I commit to it, I think I can do it, because it's not like everybody else that did they were all humans. You know, they were just like me. Like, I don't know. Like I said, it's just putting your feet on the floor and understanding that not necessarily doing something really good and being a professional on what you do means that you have to be messy. Like, you can be a professional soccer player without being messy. Messi, Lionel Messi.
Yeah.
Not just Messi.
I understand.
But yeah, like, I think it's harder now that I can't be the greatest, but especially if I'm starting a new sport, it's way more difficult to be that great, but it's not impossible.
I really enjoyed this. I have this one question I always ask at the end of every episode, and that is, what would you tell your younger self?
Keep doing what you're doing, because whatever she did back then, it wasn't bad. I mean, it's working, I guess, because I'm pretty happy with my life and where I'm at right now. Let me think. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like everything happens in the moment that it has to happen. So, like, if I try to rush my younger self to do things, like to understand things faster, maybe I wouldn't have the same outcomes that I have right now. So, just making my younger self understand that things take time, and yeah, because maybe that's what took me a while to figure. Not to be so hard on myself. But at the same time, I think that it was necessary for me to be hard on myself back then, so I can be not so hard on myself right now. Yeah, I don't know. I think I don't know. I think my younger self, like my you say like when I was a kid, because that's my favorite self. I love myself when I was a kid. I wish I could meet myself when I was a kid. I feel like I think I would be so. I think it was so fun, and I don't even know. I don't remember that good, but sometimes I watch some tapes and I'm like, she's so fun. She's so happy. I don't know. I just love kids, and I love myself, so I think I would be a nice kid.
Maybe you have to switch it around and tell your nower self to be like you were back then.
Yeah, I think that's actually the answer. I think I need sometimes to remember who I am and who I was, but whatever I was, I still am, right? Yeah. I like your answer better. Yeah.
I was giving it for you. No, thank you so much for taking the time. That was really
fun.
Cool to hear and get new perspectives on volleyball and Brazil and whatnot. So thanks again for taking the time today.
If you want a part 2 sometime. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see what they think.
Thank you for listening to this episode of The World of Sports. I hope this conversation sparked your interest in sports and the people behind it. If you enjoyed this episode, feel free to share it with a friend and leave me some feedback in the comments. Once again, thanks for joining me in the world of sports.